YouTube. Hey Google. This is my What the Fuck Wednesday. Yeah, might be a new series. I don't know. It depends on how many people tag me into situations that are like, what the fuck? So, we have a thing in Google called Wordless on Wednesday where you post a picture and you say nothing. And people can comment, people can say anything they want, but they can't ask you questions because for 24 hours, you can't answer them. You have to be wordless. Your picture has to represent what you want to say. And it's kind of cool. And then after 24 hours, you can start mentioning it. The reason I bring this up, yeah, you see me smoking, I'm out of everything. But every once in a while, you can find a little bit of something somewhere, and I save it for my vids. So I have a tiny bit in here. And that tiny bit, I haven't had any. It's 2 o'clock now, and so I'm really, this is a almost non-medication week, except for the good friends who have come by and helped me out. So now, what the fuck am I talking about? What the fuck? Today, it's all about a hashtag that drives me absolutely crazy, and that is yes to all men. To me, I mean yes to all women. To me, that's the same hashtag as kill all men. It is so sexist. And I am not going to raise names. I think this person thinks I would, but I'm not that kind of person. I don't want to put anyone down. I want to educate. I want to bring people around to a society that is less thin-skinned. Um, Now, I'll give you the gist of the situation. A post was made by a lady in Canada who said that so many people are private messaging her that her stand on allowing refugees, Syrian refugees, into this country, Canada, would increase her chances of being raped because Muslims rape. Now, and she added, yes to all women. I attacked that right away because there is just way too much assumption, generalization, and stupidity in not just the hashtag applied to that situation, but in the thoughts around it. So I tried to, because she's a friend, explain why I was against it. And in fact, I shared the post saying I am not against her using it. I'm a, I just don't think she's educated enough to understand that it's not right. So she asked me why I was against the hashtag. So I told her. I told her that we're living in a very matriarchal society where women thrive while they're still saying they're oppressed. All statistics point to the fact that women get more chance at the jobs that we white men try to get. It's just but I was not against any of that. I was just saying there is no misogyny. She kept pushing that this means this is such a misogynist, the posts even, that she tried to say that these people who are telling her that Muslims rape, so therefore she'll get raped by saying Canada should have refugees. She called those misogynistic posts and proof that of misogyny. And that's where my what the ever living fuck comes in, because a poster, a private message from someone she doesn't know telling her she will get raped because of X is only proof that her settings are wrong, and she's allowing people to private message her that aren't a part of her circles or following. Those settings are quite simple to set. So then you get rid of that. But let's attack those messages. Her assumption is every single one of those messages are coming from a man. Now, I haven't seen the messages. Maybe every single one of them starts with George or Jeff or something, but we all know that in Google, lots of people have aliases, and even people pretending to be men that are women, and men pretending to be women. It's all over the place. So that's why you don't let people you don't know message you. It's like answering the phone to an unknown number and then complaining about what they say to you. You didn't have to answer the phone. I don't answer it if I don't know the number that it comes from. Let it go to voicemail. And if I don't like the voicemail, I'll delete it and never think about it again. We've got to stop assuming trolls represent anything in life. They are probably the drag of the internet, but they belong there. They're people who are hiding behind structures and networks to say their piece that they could never, ever even speak to their own dog because they're so introverted and so troubled. Why give any power to those words? That was the gist of my response back. But when I do that, I get, you say all these stats, but you prove nothing, that misogyny doesn't exist, that these rape statistics don't mean anything. So I give 2 links to this person that outright prove what I said. Subject changed. No discussion of those links. Even when I suggest you ignored my links, subject changed again. It's so difficult to get to some people. I don't think that this person is a social justice warrior because I follow her. I love most of what she posts. I don't agree with everything she posts, and I don't comment on much. But right away, the feminist trolls started coming in, ones that I used to have blocked and somehow aren't blocked anymore, and I reblocked them because they started insulting me. I couldn't say what they said because all I can say is the other person said, no, no, Gordon means well. So obviously they put me down and she's kind of standing up for me. And I kept pointing to her, we're friends. You followed me for a long time. Let's not let this hurt us. So, cheers, my friends. What I want to say, though, mostly, is we as a society have to start investigating everything that comes to our mind. I teach my son even, if if you're curious, Google it. Bing that sucker. I don't care what. I teach my kids to Google it. But if you're a Bing people, Bing that sucker. But if you have questions, look it up and don't read just the first thing. Try try to find articles that say the opposite of the article you just read so that you can read both sides and make your own mind. And for God's sake, stop giving trolls power. Stop listening to the things people say on the internet when they're opposing you, when they're insulting you, when they're putting you down or trying to silence you. Someone like Anita Sarkeesian makes a lot of money cowering to bad reviews, cowering to people having differences of opinions, and she calls it harassment. And we're in a world where everyone's thin skin is getting thinner and thinner. Not in my family. My kids have thick skin. Someone calls them a name, they'll probably laugh it off, make a joke about it, and make the other one look like a fool, rather than cowering, hiding in their house, and making a post. People get thicker skins. People can insult you, so what? Names are just names. So many people are calling that violence. Violence is only when you're physically hurt. Harassment on the internet can be stopped just by blocking everyone who harasses you. And yeah, it'll never end because there'll always be another troll around the other corner. But they ignore them, they go away. I know I've been harassed over the past 5 years so much online, and I was never happier than a year ago when Sue Ann Lim told me, just block and move on, block and move on. Think about those people that have 1 million followers. What do they do with bad comments? They can't be arguing about them. Change your settings. You don't need to talk to everybody. The public can read your posts, the public can comment on your posts, but only your friends that you trust should ever be able to send you a private message. Well, I'm 11 minutes in. My pipe is full of ashes now, and I have a little smile on my face. So I hope that helps. This is not my normal post, but because I can't do any unboxings, I don't have new medicine to show you. Nobody's been asking questions lately, and I really would like some questions because then I'll do a whole video on the answer. And also, huge thanks. Karen, shout out to you, a new follower who suggested, and I'll do another video on this, who suggested that I change the direction of my GoFundMe to finding other Canadians that have been hurt by the medical marijuana system so that we can develop a class action suit against the government for not supporting medical marijuana. So if you know of anybody who has had their kids taken away or who's had to quit medical marijuana to save their kids or who has been lost a job only simply because they smoke medical marijuana, I want to hear those stories because if we can get enough people together, we can get a class action suit against the government for not handling what has been a legal right of ours for a long time. Thank you, Karen, for that. Thank you. Please share this. Please pass this around. I will put my GoFundMe on. I do have money coming in 3 or 4 more days, but oh boy, I'm broke right now. I put out a post, you know you're broke when you're rationing your Triscuit biscuit. Peace and cheers, love and harmony. See someone without a smile today? Make them laugh. Try to make them laugh. Do something silly.